Hello everybody, and Happy New Year, because it's probably now 2021 for you guys. You might have seen Revolution, I don't know, you might have seen it already. That's this year's, yes, it's 2021, that's this year's New Year special, but we thought just to round off this latest batch of collabs, which have been predominantly Christmas focused, we thought we'd do one based on the New Year specials, which, you know, have increasingly become a phenomenon in recent years.
Yeah.
I mean, we've had a completely unbroken run from more like 2019 to 2021.
Yeah. Oh, which to be honest was like touch and go, because maybe this might have been a Christmas special, but I don't know. I think it was always set for New Year's Day. It's just they kept promoting it as a festive special, and
They
it
kept
was like,
didn't they?
Yeah, what is this going to be? But no, it's New
And
Year's
also,
Day.
of course, next year there's probably not going to be one, maybe, depending on when Series 13 gets out.
There might not be a special at all.
But anyway, we're not here to speculate about the future, we're here to look to New Year's past. So, I need to get my phone actually, and then we can get a list of all the New Year's episodes. I use the term loosely because there's various bits and pieces that have been released.
As indicated by this collection of lovely figures you can see.
Various bits and pieces. We're just going to go through them all and see what we think of them.
Yeah.
Starting then with a nice tie-in to our last video, another part of the Daleks master plan.
Oh yes.
Volcano. Which neither of us have watched. Have you
not at all
experienced it in any way?
I know bits of it. I know for a fact that in this episode the TARDIS lands on a cricket pitch, and there's about 5 minutes of the commentators going, "There's a TARDIS on the cricket pitch." So I don't know much more about that other than that. But
that's a good start.
Not as infamous as the Feast of Stephen, which
no, of course not.
Obviously,
the Doctor doesn't turn to the hand and go "Happy New Year," does he?
No, unfortunately.
Unfortunately,
that would have made it.
So the next up is Day of the Daleks, episode 1.
The first part.
So it was the premiere of that season,
Well,
much in the same way that some of them are these days. Yeah.
I have a soft spot for Day of the Daleks. I think that the special edition in particular is very good. It's rare that you watch a story and the special effects actually make it like they're not just it's a nice little thing. It's like no, this actually makes it a better story because it helps with the storytelling so much more. It just looks beautiful, and you know, having an actual Nick Briggs Dalek voice as opposed to whatever the hell they were doing beforehand, it's a lot better. Yeah, no, I like Day of the Daleks.
Yeah. Now I must go back to that one because it's literally been about 5 years maybe since I last saw that one.
Well,
so,
is that part of season?
No, it's season 9, isn't it?
So we're getting season 8.
Getting season 8.
Yeah. Which I'm very excited about, actually.
Yes.
The world needs another Doctor Who collection Blu-ray box set, doesn't it? I'm just looking at that, all of them lined up, and it's beautiful.
I know, it's been too long.
I can't wait.
Too long.
I love how we started off. You know, when these were just coming out, and we just had the Davison one and the 2 Baker ones.
Yeah.
And I was like, I'm going to cherry pick, seasons I want, and I'm going to be careful with it. No. Screw it, I'm going to get them all now, because you're halfway in. We're getting there.
7 of them already.
Yeah.
8 with season 8.
Nearly...
Season 8 is the 8th one.
That's...
Wow.
It's almost like they planned it.
We haven't mentioned it at all yet in these videos, but it was the trailer for that was great, wasn't it?
Oh,
the announcement good. And
so
I mean,
good.
Sacha Dhawan doing the behind the sofas is inspired, and the whole thing with the Autons and fantastic. Joe and
the best one
Stuart.
The best one
by far.
It was like a coherent mini episode.
Yes.
I loved it. And I love those Auton costumes as well, which used to really scare me. Like, for some reason, that massive head just really freaked me out.
Yeah.
But it was so amazing to see them like recreated, and it was great. But anyway, bit of a tangent.
So,
Day of the Daleks
that was
quite good.
Day of the Daleks. Next up, we've got 1977, The Face of Evil Part 1. So Leela's first one. The premiere of like the second half of season 14, isn't it? When they like split it in half over Christmas, isn't they?
So Face of Evil, I like more. As I revisit it, I certainly think. I mean, we have talked about it for some reason. I think we did a random episode reviews thing, and it came up.
I mean, I've watched it more recently for the Blu-ray, and very recently got the Leela figure from it as well, and I don't know. I kind of said in that video that.
It's nothing to shout about.
Yeah, but I do like the fourth Doctor in that story, like the way he's just kind of going about doing little monologues to himself and stuff. And I don't think it's as good as it could have been, perhaps. That sounds really hard.
But then I like elements, obviously not part 1, but as it sort of goes on,
as it gets
the whole
going,
Zoannan idea is very clever in that
this
is an adventure we haven't seen before, and here comes the Doctor, and he's actually messed things up. and he has to sort out his own mess.
He has to
I like
deal
that.
with the consequences.
That's rarely done. It's similar to Paradise Towers, with like Fire Escape and all those names derived from the place. How they've got, the Tesh.
Yeah, that relationship between the tribe and technology is
what is
really
it? The
cool,
Tesh and the Survey team, and the technicians.
Yes.
I think that's so clever, and they've got like a bit of the ship to bang as a drum, and the best part is that they've got like a thing when they pray to Zoan and they go like doom doom doom, and it's not down there, but they do that, and it's like the standard way to check the seals on a spacesuit.
Right, yeah.
And I just think that's so clever. Like, and the Doctor goes, "It's also the wave." It's really good.
To be honest, like, Zoan is freaky. Like the like images of
who am I?
Yeah, like Tom Baker in sort of pop arty colours and stuff, inverted, and the voice, and it's there's some good ideas in there.
Yeah, no, it's good. I like it. Yeah.
The next thing we've got is The Scream of the Sharker, episode 3. BBC Red Button, 2004.
Have you seen Scream of the Sharker?
Gosh, I have, but I couldn't tell you what happens in episode 3.
I haven't seen Scream of the Sharker yet either.
Wow.
I've held off. I mean, I know the DVD came out, the 2013 or whatever, but
got it in like a BBC Shop sale back when BBC Shop was a thing, and I didn't watch it immediately, and I kind of had to force myself to watch it.
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't think I have an urge at all to watch it.
Yeah, I think it's got quite a funky theme tune, if I remember right.
Theme tune's pretty cool. Yeah,
but
other than that, I can't remember.
It's more interesting as a sort of
sidestep.
Yeah, and like what could have been, and also just like a slice of Doctor Who history, like in the wilderness years.
Yeah, and seeing Richard E. Grant as the Doctor, I imagine, is quite interesting, and Derek Jacobi as the Master.
Although I think from what I remember when watching it, his Doctor, something about him that doesn't quite grab you. I can't quite remember what it is, but I don't know if it's just the blandness or...
Is he a bit too melancholy and a bit too I don't want to be...
Possibly. I can't honestly remember, to be honest. The next one, Invasion of the Bane, the first episode of Sarah Jane Adventures.
Oh gosh, there's been very few episodes on New Year's Day.
So we're in a spin-off now, 2007, but that is one that we probably can talk more
definitely.
About. It says it's watched by 2.92 million viewers. That's interesting.
2.9
to 2.92.
That's not much at all.
Doesn't sound that much, does it? I wonder how much
it was
they
on
actually.
BBC One, right?
That one was on BBC One, yeah. I wonder how much they actually ever got on CBBC, and if, I don't know, if those figures were kind of dredged back up today, if people would go, But anyway, yeah.
It's been ages since I've watched this one, because I almost forget about it. I just see Revenge of the Saloon as the starting point.
Yeah, that's true. It's like a kind of false
It's a pilot episode, and a lot of what it was literally a pilot episode.
I mean, like Sarah Jane has some good moments with Samantha Bond as
she's great.
Mrs.
Wormwood's really good.
They're kind of toing and froing. All the unsaid stuff between them is really cool, and her kind of going undercover and just doing her own thing and being the Doctor, I suppose, in a way. So that's all really cool. I mean, there's stuff like Kelsey, is it? She's just very annoying.
Yeah. Apparently, she's linked into like a faction paradox thing. Have you heard about that?
No.
You know what the faction paradox is? It's like a weird BBC Books element of the story.
Well, like a Eighth Doctor thing, or something.
It's an Eighth Doctor thing that ended up spinning off into its own spin-off, spin-off of a spin-off.
It does ring a vague bell, but
anyway, and I think she's involved somehow. Wiki her name
to look up.
But yeah, no, she's not great. I'm glad that she wasn't a regular. I think maybe they might have had plans to possibly keep her, but they sort of she didn't do so well. So
but the bubble shock thing is pretty cool.
I like that. Yeah,
and then just. Yeah, it's a solid plot.
It's a solid.
And sort of reminiscent, I suppose, reminiscent of the Pertwee era in many ways, isn't it?
Big corporation and breaking in.
And it's like the Flowers and Terror of the Autons or something like that. Yeah, kind of that sort of thing. So
it's a good effort. I like it. Yeah.
Well, in fact, on the very same day, so you watched that at it says here 4:51 p.m.
No wonder then that didn't get many views, because who on New Year's Day is watching TV at that time, really? I mean, I guess you're getting ready for the parties at that sort of time.
Well, at 9:30, clashing with your party.
Yeah.
is Captain Jack Harkness and End of Days from
as a double bill.
Series 1 as a double bill. Yeah.
So Combat...
And that got 1.23 million viewers.
Wow. But then it got renewed for a second series, unlike Class. But so then Combat, the Weevil episode before that, was a Christmas Day episode. Well, if it's a week behind, that would have been.
Ring a bell, something like yeah.
Who would watch a Torchwood episode?
On Christmas
who would
Day?
watch that episode on Christmas Day?
I'll have to check that.
That is very, very.
The 24th. Oh, so maybe
Maybe they skipped a day.
They would make sense.
But still,
Well,
Christmas Eve.
Yeah.
I don't want to be watching Torchwood. Thank you very much.
No,
I want to be watching.
that's a dark
I love
episode
Torchwood,
as well, isn't
but
it?
it's a dark episode, and it's like. No, I bet that didn't get many views.
I should resume my Torchwood marathon. In lockdown, I started with series 1 like you, and I think I stopped just after the second episode of series 2. Just never got around to continuing after that.
It's a bit of bland on the second episode to sleep as
well.
Yeah. That is weird. There's a Torchwood Christmas special essentially.
Yeah.
And it's about horribly getting mutilated by weevils.
Oh gosh, and spectator sport and all that sort of stuff. So those 2 episodes, I mean...
Captain Jack Harkness is great. I love stories set in that era. I mean, Enter Child of Dr. Dances is my favourite story, so anything that goes back to that is great. Simple idea, but just done very, very well. And I love all the sort of thing of trying to get a message to the future. And
you're right. That is really cool.
I think it's done very cleverly.
Yeah. I agree with pretty much all that. Really, it's a great.
It's
concept.
the standard.
It's
possibly the best of series 1.
I'd probably say out of time, but
out of time. Very good.
It's up there.
It's one of those 2.
The finale, not so much.
Nah.
But
yeah, I would agree.
It's kind of cool for New Year's Day, though.
It's
I
very
guess
epic
having like
and...
the stakes so high and like. Abaddon and all that sort of stuff. Gosh, maybe the less said about that, the better.
I think if you watched Captain Jack Harkness and then switched off, I think you'd be fine.
Yeah. Although it's quite nice as well, I suppose, how that foreshadows Jack's return.
It ties in, doesn't it? Because you hear the TARDIS. Although
slightly later on in the year.
How strong is the TARDIS landing winds in that it can get from the Cardiff Bay down through to the hub, and you can bloody hear it. Imagine Cardiff, like, what's going on? Sort of hurricane.
So the next one is 2009. This is BBC Red Button, Doctor Who at the Proms. So that must have been the first one went out that year. But that rings a bell, actually. I think
Yeah, you're right, actually. Same for me.
Might have.
Was it a confidential? Was it like a special one?
It just says Doctor Who. It's probably the same one that's on the.
I don't know, because I've got one on my phone
on YouTube.
On YouTube. I saved to my watch list for ages because I thought it was a really rare gem. But it's like a special thing called Doctor Who at the Proms 2008 backstage, and I remember watching this on the red button.
An hour long.
It's half an hour long, I think, because they've cut out all the clips to make sure it didn't get copyrighted.
Maybe that was the Red Button part then, and maybe
I think that's what. Yeah, because I definitely remember seeing that on the Red Button.
Was on BBC One.
But that's not on DVDs or anywhere. But there's a backstage of a backstage thing. It's bizarre, isn't it? This,
No, I'll have to go back and watch that because
it's on YouTube. It's worth watching. It's just a great little insight into
Well, there we go. And then obviously the following year you've got End of Time Part 2
with my boy
6:41 p.m. Watched by 12.27 million viewers.
That is massive,
mad, isn't it?
For New Year's Day as well. I mean, can you visualize? Did you watch this live?
Yes, I did. Yeah, I can sort of visualise. Yeah.
2009 was a great Christmas. Yeah. I mean, I was really into Lego that year, so I've just got memories of watching Part 1 while building a Lego set. But then, I know, horrendous. I should have been focusing all my concentration on it. Yeah. But yeah, I remember watching Part 2 at my grandma's because we always used to have a big New Year's Day party, a New Year's Day meal, let's say, and obviously like snuck away with my cousin to watch David Tennant's last story, and I'd been telling myself as well, are you going to cry? Am I going to cry at this?
Oh, and did you?
I didn't actually,
no.
Because, and I remember distinctly, it was almost like a what moment, because when Matt Smith comes up, I almost didn't have time to sort of feel sad.
Right.
And I was just like, who's this prick? And he's going around with his legs, and I genuinely was like, I hate this guy. I think he's rubbish. Look at me all this time later, and I bloody love Matt Smith. He's great. Yeah. But obviously that was just like a knee-jerk reaction of David Tennant's gone, my favourite Doctor, and who's this guy swanning around in his clothes? Some new man goes sauntering away.
Yeah, no, I think actually, more than anything else, actually, the thing that I remember from that day is the trailer that came after it. Because remember that Series 5? Series 5. That would have been the same day. And
so different. It was like, this is a different show.
It's one of the most nostalgic trailers for me.
Yeah,
It was
actually, yeah.
fantastic.
That and the Series 4 mid-season trailer, you know, the dun
Yes,
dun
yes.
dun dun dun
With
dun dun
Fashion
dun.
Narada and like the Midnight and Sky and everything.
Play
And,
games with me. Yeah, it's great.
yeah, fantastic.
Yeah.
So that is the end of time.
Oh yeah, and
the trailer.
did we speak about the end of time much?
I mean,
as a story,
we didn't actually really.
it's great. I mean, I love it. And
It was really epic, and
yeah,
having that space and scope, you know, it's like the longest story of the new series, I suppose, isn't it? Really?
I guess.
If
you had it all together. And I mean, I know a lot of people don't like the ending in that it's sort of like, oh, he's going back and seeing all these people.
His glory days.
But for me, like, you know, like, growing up with those characters, it's like, no, this is closure for me. This is saying goodbye to that, and I think it was needed.
I remember seeing like the filming for stuff like the relative of what's her name, Joan Redfern.
Verity Newman. Is she called Verity Newman?
Called Verity?
Because it's like a mix between Sidney Newman and Verity Lambert.
I remember seeing the filming from that and just being like, what the hell is going on? Wow. And yeah, that whole sequence is pretty cool. But
I love End of Time.
Yeah,
I think it's great.
It's cool. And so we are now on. Oh wait, what's this? So BBC Three, 2010, 7:55 PM. Allons-y! Exclamation mark. I don't know what that is.
What is that?
It's got a picture of a clapperboard that says Doctor Who specials.
So, I'd imagine it's like the final 10th Doctor.
Oh, of course, that's the same day, isn't it? So that's like,
Let's go. Let's go. That's why it's called Allons-y. Let's go, as in, he's gone. Let's go.
That just brings us then, I don't need this anymore, because it brings us to the present day. We've got Resolution
trilogy.
and Spyfall and then Revolution
Spyfall Part 1.
this year. Although, yeah, obviously we all miss Doctor Who on Christmas Day these days. The kind of premise of the New Year special I think is quite cool, and like how they kind of push the boundaries of it a bit more each time. I mean, actually, really, out of those two so far, Resolution and Spyfall Part 1, it's Spyfall Part 1 that really sticks out for me in terms of the epicness of it, and I think Resolution by comparison looks pretty tame, doesn't it?
It does.
Did you think that?
Yeah.
But at the time, it seemed quite big.
Probably the biggest Jodie Whittaker story that they've done so far, but
now,
in terms of comparison,
and even comparing it to Revolution, and that's not even aired yet, but
that looks bloody huge.
So huge, yeah.
And we will talk about that as
so
we get to
much
the end.
going on. I suppose for me, the thing I most associate those specials with as well is the kind of the surprises that were kept. So, like, obviously, I mean, for better or for worse, having the Resolution Dalek down there, the Recon Dalek even, hidden not only prior to the story's broadcast, but then, you know, for 2/3 of the episode, and it being a real shock and surprise when it finally appears on screen, and you know, and seeing it, and it's this brand new Dalek design that they've managed to keep under wraps. And the same thing with Sacha Dhawan as the Master. I mean, that was rumoured a little bit, but not to the extent that, you know, everyone
knew it was going to happen.
It kind of makes me think, I don't know, is there going to be a similar... There's got to be a similar moment in Revolution coming up, surely.
Maybe, because they've sort of gone... It's similar to Fugitive of the Jadoon, like...
Yes.
You think that Jack's that surprise, and it's like, oh, there's another Doctor as well, what, are you mad? Yeah. So it might be another one of those instances like, oh, don't worry, we've told you all the surprises. Captain Jack's coming back, the Daleks are in it.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, Jack Robertson as well.
Yeah.
He's in it. And then it's going to be like, Rix and Slade, there you go.
I mean, the obvious one that it could be, if they wanted to go down that avenue, is Davros, maybe?
Maybe. I don't know. I think that seems like...
about that?
I don't know. I just think that Davros would be too much, if that makes sense.
I mean, yeah, because
a twist in my eyes
seems really jam-packed,
really dense. Of
different
we've got
characters.
Daleks, Captain Jack, the Doctor in prison, a Jadoon prison with all these different aliens. It's a lot. I think the shock would come in terms of like story, like Ryan dies, but that's not going to happen.
They won't die.
Is it going to happen?
If
this is going out on New Year's Day, then I guess everyone will know by tonight whether that's right or not. Out of Spyfall and Resolution, what would you say has been the more successful? Do you think Spyfall?
I think so, yeah. And I suppose at the time Resolution did seem pretty big, but I guess because there wasn't as much promotion because of the Dalek, it maybe didn't quite have that same sort of, you know, landing that Spyfall did a bit, and then hopefully more with Revolution as well, because it's being promoted as being really packed full of all these epic elements and
Yeah.
story bits.
They're both stories that I like more having gone back to them.
Yeah, because you didn't get on with Spyfall.
Definitely not Spyfall.
No.
Like I first watched it and I just didn't do anything for me, to the point where I didn't even mention it on Twitter because I just sort of thought I don't quite know what to make of it. And especially the reveal at the end, everyone was going really mad about it, and it just didn't do it. I don't know, for some reason for me it just didn't hit me. And I just thought it wasn't that well handled, if that makes sense. And Resolution as well. I'm terrified of confusing the two titles. Yeah, I definitely remember watching that and sort of ending it sort of feeling a bit underwhelmed. I've gone back to watch them and I've gone, you know what, no, actually they're good. They're not my favourites of the era, but I still think they've got merit to them. So who knows what Revolution will be, but what do we think?
You probably know. Any last minute predictions then, or?
Oh, I don't know. Well, I can just say that I'm very excited. Fugitive of the Jadoon was the first time in ages that I've really felt excited, like properly excited for this new era. For this, you know, it was very exciting to see that trailer, and it's the first time I've kind of gone, there's so much to take in, there's loads, and it's like, you know, you've got Jack coming back, which I'm very excited about because I loved him in Fugitive. These new Daleks, which are growing on me. They are growing on me.
Oh, yeah.
I don't quite know. I think it's the neck section which just makes him look a little bit weird.
You think it should be a bit more full, do you think?
Yeah.
Instead of just like plates. Like
It does feel like they, you know, kick him and they could fall over.
Yeah.
They just need to look a bit more beefy.
The thing that, I put this on Twitter, but the thing that it always reminded me of in the initial photos from filming is like a compost bin or something.
Yeah, they do.
I think it's just like that, the kind of lip on the end of the dome section in particular. They're growing on me as well. I mean, I think they look really cool, and the whole prospect of them being like defense drones.
So annoying as well, because I that was a moment in the trailer I watched it and I'm like, because I've got an idea. I had an idea for well, I'll still do it. I don't know, but for my audios that, you know, about Daleks being a police force, so I might change that now. But I was like, damn it, Chibnall, that's a good idea though. That's the thing. I think it's a really clever use of the Daleks, and obviously they're going to be bad boys, but I'm excited to see how it turns out and whether we'll see the bronze RTD Daleks. Who knows? Because we've seen,
looks like it, isn't it? But
the pictures we saw, which seems like 2 years ago.
Well, this is the thing. It was written and made so long ago, and so I guess like because there are things like the Doctor being in isolation that kind of have a weird relevance to where we are now, and I guess that would just be interesting to see how they did or didn't manage to judge the mood and tone for certain things. Obviously, with Jack Robertson perhaps being the most obvious one, the role he plays in the story. Yeah. I mean, I guess by this point he's probably going to get exterminated, isn't he? He's probably going to get comeuppance for all his horrible behaviour. But
it's interesting him coming back as well. I mean, I both like it and think that's a bit of an odd choice, but
no, I know what you mean,
because he's one of those characters people were like, well, we're going to obviously come back to him because they left him open ended, and I was kind of like, I don't think so.
That's something for Big Finish to do, maybe, but not.
I or something for you to do your parody Twitter account about. I didn't think that it would actually come to him being back. Yeah, but I'm surprisingly okay. I'm like, yeah, sure. If you've got something interesting to do with him, then sure, let's see it. I don't want to really big up my hopes because I've had that before when I've gone in expecting loads and been disappointed, but equally I'm going in, you know, excited.
I mean, it seems like it's got a lot to balance and juggle, and just I guess that's always the thing of, you know, I mean, something will have to give probably out of all those elements.
Whether it's the Captain Jack plot line, whether it's got you're right, it's got so much to deal with, hasn't it?
Yeah. Ryan
and Graham leaving. How is he going to squeeze that in? Dalek possible civil war. Captain Jack coming back. The Doctor in the prison.
Yeah.
It's got no wonder it's got a. Is it 70-minute runtime?
I think
75 minutes.
75 possibly.
That's mad.
So it's a bigger.
It's as long as Voyage of the Damned, or if not longer.
Yeah.
So, I mean that's So it's going to be really exciting tonight or whenever the video has gone out. It was exciting yesterday, or it was awful yesterday, or whenever this video goes
out.
Insert time of day here.
So yeah, that's been Doctor Who and New Year. I mean, obviously Christmas is the obvious one to talk about, but we just thought we'd do a little New Year add-on as well. So let us know your thoughts on the New Year specials. Let us know your last-minute predictions for Revolution of the Daleks if you haven't watched it
Who knows? Maybe they've revealed something else since. Maybe they were like on Christmas Day, let's give them the treat.
Maybe.
Davros is back. Watch me eat my words.
I mean, oh god, I mean, we mentioned in the early video that thing about the Rickson Slade actor.
Yeah.
I don't know. Put it out
Can
there.
you
I'll
actually
put it out
mention-
there and say, Gray O'Brien as Davros, and I might be completely wrong, but
As Davros?
well,
What, as in he's going to come back, or the character of Richard Slade's going to come back?
the actor, but not Rickson Slade, just the actor.
Right, okay, so...
Gosh.
Because that would be bloody hell, that
something,
is
wouldn't it?
niche.
Yeah,
That is like...
I'm not familiar with his other work.
He's
I'm
done
not.
Coronation Street, I think. I saw him in Panto as Abanazar. Aladdin villain.
Oh, so he's got a form for playing villains, maybe. I don't know. I'm speculating, but it just seems straight. If he is in it, which he would appear to be from a BBC News article, it seems strange that they haven't
Revealed who he
they've
is.
kept that back, like with Sacha Twan. But hey, I don't know. That could just be a shot in the dark.
Bloody hell, if Davros is in it, I will eat my hat and then some.
It would be very good timing for the Witch's Familiar B&M set. I'll just be perfect timing. Anyway, we've already said goodbye, so a happy New Year.
Happy New Year
to all of you at home.
And here's to a better year than 2020.
Hello again, everybody. We weren't expecting to do this, and I don't suppose you were expecting to see us either again. We said that was the end, but it's not. We thought now would be a good time to announce the winner of our competition, which we have been sort of promoting at the end of every single one of these collabs in this latest batch. It was our Fairy Tale of New York competition, where you could win a Sergeant Benton, Fourth Doctor, and Mike Yates, or not Mike Yates figure. We told you what to do, to make your own Christmas special image thing with figures or photos or whatever the hell you like, drawings. And we've picked 3 runners-up and 1 winner, and we're going to share that with you now. So,
very tough. I'll just mention now, very tough choices.
Tough.
We've got loads of great entries, so well done to all of you for getting creative.
So without further ado, the first of our runners-up is Aidan Phillips with his Sarah Jane Adventures themed entry. We both really loved the composition of this, the look of it, the aesthetic. Mr. Smith and Sarah Jane and K9 in the attic with the Christmas tree in the foreground. Brilliant stuff.
Our second runner-up is the wonderful Anirin Williams. Apologies if I butchered the name. I think it's a Welsh-sounding name. With their wonderful entry, Ascaro Christmas Carol. Absolutely loved the Christmas card-esque composition of the Pop Funkos with Davros as Scrooge, which is just top tier. Big finish. I hope you're listening and commission that one. That'd be great.
And then the third and final runner-up is James Brinkley's Archangel Torchwood, and it's got a whole host of characters, even one that we didn't even recognise, so you'll have to tell us who it is, the person on the left with the Jejune gun. We've also got Yvonne Hartman, I think, was there, the Face of Bo in the background, loads of weird new Cybermen with a funky kind of like NASA themed design or something. Yeah, we loved that. We loved all 3 of those runner-ups. We loved all of the entries.
Certainly.
Thank you to everybody who submitted one. But Miles, would you now like to reveal the overall winner?
I certainly would like to reveal the overall winner, who, as I said, very tough competition. But this one was one that we absolutely loved, the way it was put across. We loved the title, and the story behind it is really, really great. So the winner of our fantastic giveaway is Rhys Thomas for Doctor Who's Christmas Carol, with John Pertwee as the Doctor, undergoing a situation where he gets a dream crab on his face and goes through a Christmas Carol type scenario with Joe Grant and Sergeant Benton as the Cratchits and Pat Troughton as the Ghost Christmas Past, I believe.
And Tom Baker's in there as well, isn't he? Tom Baker.
Tom Baker as the Ghost of Christmas Future.
Yes.
I mean, you can't get better than that. So, Rhys, this will be on its way to you. This very set. I'll be in contact with Rhys to ask for whereabouts he wants me to post this. So yeah, well done to Rhys. You did a fantastic job, and well done to everyone. I'm sure Richard will join me in saying congratulations to
absolutely
all who
yes.
entered.
It was great to have such a great range of entries to judge. It was a joy to look at them all. So that does it. Finally, again for this batch of collabs. It's 2021 now for you guys, not for us, but for you guys. So happy New Year. If you're watching this on the sort of afternoon it's released, enjoy Revolution of the Daleks.
I can't wait, Richard. I can't
you've
wait.
seen it already, but Neither can I. It's going to be epic and bittersweet.
It's gonna be
and emotional.
fantastic to see Graham and Ryan not die. I am gonna put that out there now because it won't happen.
You can quote him on that. Oh dear. So
Trust me on this.
farewell once again, and we will be sure to see you again in the new year somehow for more collabs. Bye bye.
Bye bye.